You see me, you see a young man with, what is that, a wig? What is that? A quirky hipster, hairdo. This is how my hair grows. This is something that I was born with, something that I have to live with every day of my life. My name is Mike You want me to do it? I'm Mike Friedman. I'm 28 years old, and I was born with Benjamin Button syndrome of the hair. So what that means is that when I was born, I had a wrinkled scalp, one that you would see on an old man. The moment of my birth, I'm wearing a hat, but underneath there is an old scalp, like an old man's scalp. As I grew up to age 10-ish or so, I started to get thinning gray hair. As I grew to be a teenager, this started to come in thicker. I'm 28 now. It's coming in very thick, very curly. What will happen is, as I age and mature physically, my hair will fill in. Once, I'm 60, 70 years old, it will be long and full, what you might see, on a typical teenager. Then as I near 80, 90, it will become thin and more like a toddler's hair. And by the time I mature to the end of my life, I will have a perfectly smooth, baby soft scalp. I've had to make peace with the fact that that's the way my hair will age. This is a trophy I won acting in high school. I bet you can guess what roles I was cast to play. I guess you work with what you've got. No, it has not been easy. The halls of my high school were not a friendly place to me. I've heard it all. Grandpa, Pop, Mr. Jenkins, Old Man, Cornflakes, Mr. Prunes, Prune Boy. People see someone different than them, and their first instinct is to criticize. And for me, that's built a strong sense of self. On the weekends, I see my friends, I go out to the bars. I work nearby at a real estate agency. I love to listen to Bob Dylan. Here I have a trophy for a tournament that I won. When you're on the football team and you're running around and you've got a nice halo of gray hair and completely bald up top, you stand out to the crowd. Girls look at you differently. I'm driving by my old high school. Here it is. Look at this place. Gonna see the football field. Right there is where I made my first touchdown. The good, the bad, and everything in between. It's weird to be back here. When I look in the mirror, sometimes I think, yeah, I would love to have hair that reflected my age right now. Here it is. An old man head. My first bath. The dating scene, yes. The dating scene has been tough. You can imagine that not every 28-year-old woman wants to run her hair through this. Gonna make some dinner. Vino. That was one benefit growing up, is nobody is gonna second guess when you tell them you're over 21. They hand me to my mom. She's so happy to see me, and feels my head and she says to the doctor, "Why is his head so bald and wrinkly?" And so they run some tests and the doctor has to tell my mother, and she says, "What does that mean? What does that mean for his life?" Sometimes I think about how hard that must have been to hear. You know, you've just given birth and you're expecting the world for your baby. You know, your child is gonna have a different life, a harder life. No, I'm fine. I want a normal life. I'm dating, I want to get married, I want to have kids. I've thought about the fact that I might pass this on. It's a heavy thing to consider. If my kid has Benjamin Button syndrome of the hair, they'll get through it like I got through it, and it'll make them, you know, a stronger person, like it made me. Are we good? How do I take this off? I am a man of constant sorrow. I've seen trouble all my days. Through this open world I'm bound to ramble, through ice and snow and sleet and rain. If I knowed how bad you treat me, darling, I never would have come.